Right guys, back in the new build. First time I've been able to do any work out here in a long time. Had a wedding, and then before that I made a wee bit of a table planner for the wedding. But what I'm showing you here is I'm going to insulate everywhere you see them floorboards, guys. I'm going to insulate that, which is quite a bit. It goes all the way to here. And then there is a line here, but I don't think I need to worry too much about that one. Yeah, because once I move this with thin board, I can roll the insulation out. So, plan here really is insulate all of this all the way back with the 100mm and then some the soundproof stuff as well. And I'm gonna try and put plenty in around these pipes. So fun. I will not enjoy this because it's easier to put this stuff in, much easier to put this stuff in from above and just roll it out. But if I can get these sections done, I will be happy enough. Again, these sections were only really in to allow first fix piping in and to come up. So yeah, gonna get cracked on. I'll show you as probably a wee shot after. Again, it's just simply putting it in so it doesn't fall out, which isn't going to be fun either. But I'd say if I cut it a wee bit bigger and just stuff it up, we will be okay. But yeah, first things first, I think I'm going to put this stuff in, and then I will put in the acoustic. Here we are, guys. Getting on alright. So from the wall done right over to here. A couple done without nails, but I found I'm putting some nails in here. Look, just tacked in the edge, and it just helps stop it falling down until I get the plasterboard up. Because I did do, I think, 2.5 of them without nails, and when I got to here, it just kept falling on me, and that was a bit of a nightmare. So I decided to use the brain and just put some nails in. Obviously have a nice catch with this grounds I've put in for the same row, so that'll be easy done. But yeah, I'm soon on out of rolls of stuff because it's taken, I have to double it up. Well, I don't have to, but I am doubling it up. I think I need 100mm in, but there's like 125 in, so I'm going to keep going. Although if you actually look at it, that's touching the floor, and they're 9-inch joists, so it seems like it's squishing down a lot more than just 125 now. But yeah, I'll just carry on. I'm going to try and get to, I think I need to get to this beam, and then maybe do here. Yeah, I'll do that section there, and then the rest can be done from up above. So I'll just keep going. Just going to do this whole section anyway until I get just beyond the beam slightly, and finish this wee area, and then I can start placing some boards. Again, I do have a bit of an awkward cut here with this, just the shape of it now. I have to notch out past that wee angle bit, but we will get there. And I also want to leave myself 5mm on this side to catch the cement. But yeah, getting on really well here. Just wanted to show you the progress and have a bit of a break because it's nasty out working with this stuff above your head. Look at that, guys. All insulated up to the beam here. Just another wee piece to do here. I'll probably do them up to them crisscross noggins. And then I think the rest can get done from above, easy enough. Actually, I don't even need to do that one because that strip. So I'm okay. I have everything done that I need done. I can just start boarding now. So yeah, going to be a bit of a nightmare cut there. Again, somebody in the chat did say mark your joists, but yeah, probably neglected to say that in the video. But as you can see, even the very first scene we're done, all the joists have been marked with a bit of chalk. And the thing is, guys, as well, see those where the wee metal plates are, just zoom into them. So technically, you don't have to actually, because the nail in the middle is exactly where the joist is hanging on the joist hanger. So technically, you do not need to actually worry about that. But I find that even when you're back here, it's nice to have a chalk line to look at. Again, on a dead wall like this, you need to mark them. So, well, you do and you don't, because obviously you can come off your original joists. But enough about that. We're on to this one. I'm going to start plasterboarding this one, and I'm either going to put a full board on here and then put a cutting in there and then start with a full board, which might be easier doing my wee cutting here, so it's a bit less awkward than just cutting one big full board first. So I think that's the plan. So I'm going to look for a half board that'll catch this one halfway and then carry on slightly over this one. There we go, guys. That's a cutting in place, and it just overhangs a couple of mil here, probably about 5 mil in the end. Just give me something to render to, and then I can put a bead on. Might even put the bead on first, just to keep it nice and straight all the way along that edge, and then worry about rendering it after. But yeah, first board in, bit awkward. Took a wee notch out here. Bit of a gap there, but it's not too bad. Bit more than what I wanted. But by the time I put my satin cement and bead on here, it will be closed off. And again, that wee triangle now has shrunk ever so much more. So I'm not too worried about how I'm going to finish that now, because I think it'll look tidy no matter what I decide to do. So yeah, I'm going to get this screwed up, and then I'm going to get a big full board on wherever it goes to. Don't you just hate it, guys, when you drop your screws? You're going to have loads of screws to pick up. Somebody did mention on a previous plasterboard video, a tip was to buy a bit of stick with a magnet on it. I do have a magnet for picking these things up, but I keep it in the van somewhere in the van. But yeah, also if you just have a spear injection tape, you can just save your back. It does save your back, guys, and it's a great tip. And you can pick up your screws that way. So yeah, you can have a multi-tool such as this tape, or you can go and buy another tool to pick up the drop screws. But as you can see, that works too. So good tip, guys, is get yourself a stick with a magnet on it, or get yourself a good tape such as the Spear and Jackson tape, and it has a magnet on the end, and you can save your back, so you're not picking up the screws one by one, and just gather them up without even bending your back. Or you can just squat down and pick them all up quickly too. Obviously a big magnet would be handier, but this, look how easy that is, guys. You know, nearly have them all up just on this wee tip alone. But it is a good tip, guys. Absolutely a wee stick with a magnet, or like I say, a good tape like the Spear and Jackson one, and you can save your back another year or two. Okay, guys, probably the last week clip here, just as the battery's getting pretty low. But as you can see, got a nice foundation built here now, and the fact that nice and straight this way. There is a wee bit of a gap on that one, but not too bad. Nice and straight, so I can carry that all the way right through. But I was just thinking in my own head there how much work I've done in preparation of this. I'm not just talking about the insulation and the floorboards up above and the pipes in, or any of the building, the roof, any of that really. I'm talking about the fact that straightening all these up, putting these timbers in here along this fire block, getting everything straight as possible so at this angle looks as straight as possible. As you can see, there's bits of ply and stuff in here, and buttons on loads of work, guys. Honestly, you wouldn't even see it in preparation just for this plasterboard to make the plastering that bit easier. But yeah, this will probably be the last clip, guys. Might get a wee clip of the fireboard going up over here. I'm going to put fireboard over the steel beams just to really protect them. They're already protected, but protect them further. But what is that looking like, guys? That's looking like a nice ceiling so far. Obviously, when this is all boarded, it's going to come more alive, and then we'll have the wee open bit here. But yeah, onwards and upwards. Right, guys, that's me for today. Just really got 2 and a wee bit of cutting up there of plasterboard, and I have this worked out, just adding a timber in this corner here just to catch the next piece, because my board comes right up to this joist, so I need something here to catch the wee cutting. It's going to have to do that. Well, or I could do there and then just piece that bit in. But that's how I get on today. Not too bad. Got that whole area all fully insulated and a couple of boards up. These are the most important ones. After this, you tend to speed up because you're pushing the boards in against your nice and straight boards. As you can see, that is a pretty good straight line. So yeah, that's it for today, guys, and we will keep going and see how we get on. Right, guys, welcome back. So just another day. Was Saturday yesterday and it's nice Sunday today, so having another go at the plasterboarding. Only got 2 and a bit sheets up yesterday. But I did get all this good insulation in, which is horrible up above your head. I think I might have mentioned that once or twice on the other video. But yeah, just set up the laser line along the edge here. It does look like it veers out slightly down there by sort of half an inch, but it is straight here, so I'm not too worried, because my next board brings me right up to the wall, so basically everything else there is going to be coming off. After the next line of boards, everything else is coming off 2 or 3 sheets, and that's going to be the same up here. After the next one, it's just going to be basically whatever that was to that wall probably. So yeah, going to get this one screwed up, and then I'm going to do another line. Just going to come back, start, have my board already here. I don't trip myself up, and it just goes half on the joist here beside the light, half on that, and then I'll cut it to suit the 5mm overhang for this wee top edge. So yeah, so I'll have a wee bit of a lip to plaster to. Again, guys, the laser levels are pretty handy just to double check things. Again, over every joint there, it's pretty straight, so I'm over the moon with that alone. Right, guys, so I got off Pandora's triangle here. Just put a wee cutting in, and that's why I said in previous videos, do not throw these triangle pieces out, because they might come in handy elsewhere. But now that I'm happy, Sigmund laser leveled this, it's not too bad. Also, every joint 8 foot is nice, with a big massive 8 foot level there. So next, I have this board already lined up, pretty easy. I knew it was going to fit in perfect here. Obviously I need to just take a straight edge across from my original line right across there, and then I'll cut that off. But I'm going to fix it first. I'm going to get a lot of screws up onto it first, and it's sitting nice here, half on that joist. So my next board, I can just put a wee notch out for the wires, and we will be good to go with that one. again, where that one's going to land is probably here. But this next one will be a pink board as well, just to cover this steel beam further protected. Alright guys, so that's the pink one on, and this one I was discussing with you earlier and cut back. The corner did snap on maybe tiny bit, that's not a big deal. Just had to cut round them, just a wee slight check, just to get it to fall in beyond, because obviously there's a wee bit of a wall up there to plaster. It's basically just a concrete head, which is holding this wall above here up. So next I'm gonna go for, and perhaps working handy too guys, just for certain areas. Next I'm gonna go and find a pink piece of cotton. Hopefully it'll just finish this area, and then I don't need to worry about pink really at all. I think I have a few more boards left, but I was kind of wanting to get one maybe where the cooking area is. Again, it's not a major thing, and again maybe some cuttings around the fire. Again, it's not a major thing, especially in here, because there will be extra boardings around the edges and stuff. I'm going to do something different in there. But yeah, just before I move too far, I'm just going to mark these two spotlights on this. Then I'm going to fill this area and finish this area, so that's the dining room done. And then I'll just keep going full boards. It won't get awkward really until this puppy, which I can drill out from above, not too bad. So I might just push the wires up, go up, drill them out, and then it just leaves me some awkwardness here. But it's not too bad. We'll get there guys, we'll get there. But yeah, it's starting to really look nice in here with that insulation all covered up. Looks a bit tidier, starting to form a room. Again, the guy designing the roof originally, he wasn't sure about this wee bit, but I think why not have a wee bit of detail. You know, it makes this area at least look bigger over here. Obviously when you're sitting in it or standing in it, you can't really see up as much unless you're leaning against the wall looking. But again, why not? But yeah, it's a big ceiling. I'll soon hopefully have it rattled out here. Might try and get some food soon, getting a bit hungry. But as you can see, pink boards there too, carrying right through to cover that beam. For the extra, I keep talking about it, but for the extra couple of pound, it just seems like a no-brainer to throw them over the steels. Again, it is a bit more awkward because them boards are slightly smaller than the normal board, so there's more working outs and stuff to do. But that being said, I've nearly had to cut every board anyway, because whatever way the joists line up, they're not 8 foot. So yeah, fun. But yeah, I'm gonna try and fill this area in, so next time you see another clip, I'll probably have this all done and maybe another board or two on here, and then I'll get a wee break and an update, because I don't want to go too far, because that white line needs tracked and that wire needs down and round onto it with a bit of pipe, because that's going to be the extractor fan and out the wall. So yeah, can't go too far. Also need to mark two spots here as well, one there and one about there. I throw a board up here now and I measure up, make sure, see where I land. But look, all in, now's the time to be cutting. Still had to put a wee slither at the back, then had that cutting it was another cutting, and then I had to sacrifice full board just to finish. But I still have the other half here in case I do need it. But all spotlights are marked roughly anyway, and these ones are marked right through. So there's one there, that just centres up with that one and that one, and then they're both equal parts away, about 40 inches back from the middle as well. So fun. and I'm not actually sponsored by Union, guys, but I was moving I'm moving things about here, and the packaging came off this one, and it kind of fell to the ground here, and I just thought, I'm going to tape it up here and see what way it sort of stays on, and then what I will do is when I get more of these released, I'm going to tape up all sides of this, and I might use that plastic to tape up some of the windows too. Otherwise I'm just throwing it out, so I may as well make secondary use for it, because there's some big windows, and if I can cover them up, I might as well cover up the glass as good as I can. I know the stuff that sticks on them is better, but that's quick and easy, and I'm not wasting money on stuff that's just covering up windows. Again, on the inside it's not too bad, because I can just wash the windows as well. Nothing that I drop in here, bar maybe SBR across some of the heads, could stain and stick to the glass, or suppose sand and cement could possibly score it, but it's not going to happen. I'm not going to let that happen. So yeah, the windows don't necessarily need to be covered. The outside it will be, because I'm doing acrylic and I'll need to cover them for that, but the inside not so much. But here we are, guys, back to the boarding here. I'm gonna go now and get stuck into this one here. Right, guys, so see these triangular cuts? They are a wee bit more awkward, but they're not that scary. Let me just show you. Let me simplify it for you. Again, there's been an absolute mountain of them, and they're all nice and tight. Even ones there, another one in here. But guys, they're not that scary. I'm just going to simplify it for you real quick here. So, well, I cheated a wee bit because I propped this straight edge up, so I knew where it was going. But equally, you could have measured back the side of the board and just mark it on the joists. But all you really need here is two measurements. You need this joist, this bit of board here to there, and you transfer that onto your board, which comes to here. And then the second measurement you need is from that point to that point, and you mark that on your board, which will be from there to there, and then that's how you cut off. You just cut that triangle off, and if you've measured everything right, it should fit. Sometimes you might find you might need to scribe it a wee bit more if the wall's got a wee belly or anything. You might need to scribe a wee bit more to push it in. You can allow yourself 5mm back a wee bit as well, so you've plenty of room. But yeah, I'll cut this now and hoist it up and let you see if what I'm saying is true. Okay, so that's it, all up and in place. I just measured from here back for my length of board, obviously, as well, which does look a wee bit gappy at the back, but I'm going to check it with the straight edge here off the door frame, because that door frame, as you can see, there's quite a comfortable, so I'm pretty sure we'll be absolutely fine here. Obviously with the next one I'm going to want to get a better, tighter cut than that. Again, stuff like that, you can always foam it and stuff, but by the time I render this wall out, my sketch coat's going to be half out and then the float coat's going to kill it. So happy enough, guys. But like I said, you only really need 2 measurements. Obviously you need this to that cut first. Once you have that cut and squared off, obviously if I had measured it from that side, it would have been, I would have needed to scribe a wee bit more to get it in. And then you just need that measurement and this measurement. So 2 measurements to get them triangles cut, guys. Hopefully that helps some guys out plasterboarding triangles. I don't know, onwards and upwards. So I think I can go ahead with one more board here. I was contemplating flipping a board on its side here, just a pink one, get a pink one right across, and that'll kill where the cooker's going to be here. I'm still toying with that idea. Before I do that though, I need to cut a track out here, so I'll probably cut that out before I get too crazy after I screw this, of course. Alright guys, getting on pretty well. Full sheet up, going to do a pink board here. Also got the extractor wire tracked out and bit of pipe put in. But one thing I almost forgot was there's a smoke alarm or a heat detector to drop out here somewhere, so I'm going to have to go up above and get it sorted ASAP before I do fully forget about that. But yeah, I'm going to put another pink one here and then a half pink one here, and then I should have a bit of cutting finish off that. But the range is going sort of somewhat centered on this wall, so again, fire could start from anywhere, but obviously things that are more likely to cause it, such as that, than a fireplace. So I'll probably put some pink plasterboard up in the ceiling there too. Is priority to use up the plasterboard. I have four full sheets and those will be cuttings left. I think 4 full sheets. No, 3 full sheets. So I'm going to use 1.5 and leave myself 1.5 for the far end. So should be good to have the place as fireproof as possible. Again, I am going to bond all the ceilings and skim them, so that will also give it a better fireproof rating again. Here we are, guys. All more or less boarded. One more to go. Just one more big rip. Should finish it. Just had some pink boards, finish that bit with, and there, and then I'll just rip up whatever I have. I think I have a few cuttings that should have it all wiped out. But yeah, guys, that's quite a few boards on today. I think there only was that up there. This point here was done this morning. So all this accomplished, and the tracking wire into place. One more tracking wire to do. I think we have to put another socket in over here. But besides from that, guys, getting on pretty well. And yeah, as you can see, one more cut to do, and I will move on to the next room. Not today though. This will be me for the day, all finished up. Whew.
like and subscribe to macplastering.